We're back.
Welcome back to our channel.
Hi. Sorry, we're being goofy today.
Yeah.
This is like our third video today, so.
We're getting a little delirious now.
Can you tell?
So yeah, today we thought we would go over our 5 top travel essentials that would be great gift ideas.
Yeah.
And these are just like, you know, your random ones. Like we truly use all of these items all the time on all of our travels. And it's really useful. We've heard from other people that, you know, that we recommend items to, they get it and they're like, yeah, I can't live without that item now.
Or we're using it and they're like, oh, where'd you get that? Yeah. They're like, and we think, you know, like, I personally like gifts that are practical, that I know I'll use all the time. So I think these would be, if you're that type of person or you know someone that's like that, we think these are like great options, especially if they're a traveler.
Yeah. I actually wouldn't even mind if you gifted me these items again because I like having doubles of everything.
She likes having backups.
Yeah. I love having a backup. So that's how much I love these items. So yeah, so if you're like wondering what the best gifts are to give to your travel friend, we think these are like the best items to give. We both have the Bandolier. Like we've talked about this for years. You'll see like multiple videos that we've done on Bandolier.
I have been using them for like almost 10 years now. Yeah.
But they're basically a phone case, right? It's a hands-free phone case. So they come with like a strap.
Yeah, so that's how it becomes hands-free.
Yeah.
It's like you put it on. We're just not wearing it right now, so.
Yeah. So you just, you know, attach it to the D-rings down here and it's detachable. So, you know, you can like take it off like really easily. And, you know, they have these straps in multiple different colors, shapes, sizes. So you can interchange these like real easily too. I like to go with like the thicker ones because like some of them have like a D-ring in the middle too. So you can like hang even more stuff on your chain or your strap. Also love this because it's a wallet as well. So there's like a snap closure in the back and I put in like 6 cards now in here.
Yeah.
Because this is made out of leather, so it expands over time.
Cards. I even have some cash stashed in here right now.
Yeah, Candy puts a lot more.
Receipts,
Yeah, I think, let's see how many cards I have now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 7 cards in here now.
I have 5 plus cash and a receipt.
Yeah.
So.
But I mean, it still doesn't feel like bulky or anything, you know, when I put my phone in. I mean, yeah, it's not gonna sit down flat or anything, but yeah, this is something I use every day and definitely for all of my traveling. It's really handy. Also, you can get different straps, like I said, and you can get chain ones. So in that sense, I bring up the chain straps because it kind of becomes like an anti-theft gear. Because like they, you know, with straps, people kind of like are wary that somebody can cut them and then take your phone. But if you have a chain one, they can't just cut that. So I do think it's like a anti-theft, like, you know, deterrent, you know, or it's like a
yeah, and also if you're wearing it, it's hard to just snatch it because it's on you.
Yeah.
So, because people have asked us like, well, aren't you worried about people stealing it? And I'm like, not really.
Yeah, never.
And also I wear it like where it's in front of me. I feel more secure when it's on me instead of just holding it because someone could just snatch it out of your hand.
I bring up that it's anti-theft because when I was visiting Barcelona one year on a solo trip, I was asking the Airbnb owner like, hey, what do you think about me wearing this bandolier or this phone with a strap? And she was a little concerned because she was like, well, they can easily just like snip this and like take your phone. So then I showed her like my chain strap that I had and she's like, yeah, go with that one.
And she's like, yeah, and then you can take it off and like smack them with it.
But yeah, so ever since that, I thought like, yeah, this is like a good deterrent for thieves. Like they can't just easily take your phone.
And another thing too is they have like a lot of different features. We have the most like simple classic one, but they have other ones where, you know, it has like front closure. Because that's another thing too, some people worry about like, well, won't like your phone break. But if you want even more details, we have a ton of Bandolier videos. And this is just like, we're just scratching the surface of like how awesome these cases are.
Actually, one more thing I want to point out too is the price point.
Oh yeah.
So it is more expensive than a tip, because you will see a lot of versions of this on Amazon. Other like companies have made something similar. And we've actually had people buy other brands and they actually come back and say like, you know what? Bandolier is actually better.
Yes, our little sister, she bought a cheaper version. She said that the leather, it wasn't even leather because it's faux leather. She said it wore off, the one part of it broke right away. So she ended up buying multiple cheap ones, which ends up pretty much being the same price of one of these.
You end up wasting money. So that's why I bring it up. Like, yes, when you look at the prices, you're
It's a
like,
little
whoa,
shocking.
whoa, that's expensive. And that does, like, you know, shock a lot of people, so they don't buy it a lot.
So I didn't buy it at first either. I went on Poshmark before I knew like the brand. So yeah, that's what I did in the beginning. But since then, like, because I know it, I trust it, like I just buy it brand new now.
Yeah, because this is a genuine pebble leather, and it does last a long time. So I do stand by Bandolier products over other products.
So I've had this case now for 2 years, and it's still completely fine. The next item is this product called Airfly. I'm such a sucker for Instagram ads. When I saw the video, it was like this couple watching a movie together on an airplane. I'm like, how are they watching the same movie together? I would never do that. I mean, I fly with my husband. I'm never like, let's watch this movie together. But I guess there are people like that, and I mean, not hating. So basically, you can listen to or watch, you know, a movie on your flight without the wires. So it's Bluetooth capable. So basically, you pair this with whatever headset you have. I have an AirPod. If you have Bose or whatever headset you have, you can basically listen to your movie or whatever you're watching wirelessly. Watching a movie on an airplane and your food comes around, you got the freaking wire everywhere. It's like all tangled up. And I also don't like the cheap airline, you know, earphones. Like it just like,
I never use those.
and I want to keep my noise cancellation like AirPods, but you know, it's like, well, I can't, because you can't plug that in to the set, whatever, you know, the airline has. So this makes it possible. It's super tiny, so it doesn't take up much room. You can just like stick it in like your whatever little pocket of your book bag or whatever you're traveling with, even in your pocket. I mean, it's small enough for that. So once it's connected and I turn on the movie that I want to watch, there's no lag in the audio. Also, the battery life is pretty long. I want to say I was able to watch like 3 movies without having to charge it, but a lot of the flights that I'm on, you can charge it while you're using it. While I had it plugged in, I also had it charging because the USB was right next to it. But it depends on the aircraft. So maybe that other aircrafts won't have it so conveniently located. And if you're worried like the person you're giving it to isn't that tech savvy, you don't have to be tech savvy.
I also like it too, you know, because as you mentioned, like the wires, right? You don't have like the headphone wires like across from you. And it becomes like a nuisance when you're on long haul flights, because when you like have to take them off and like put the wires around, or like if somebody wants to go through you, right? Because I usually sit in the aisle seat, so every time I'm like watching a movie, somebody has to like go through. So I have to like take out the headphones, out the wires.
And then I'll wear like neck pillows, and sometimes I'm like, oh my God, there's always like why.
Speaking of earbuds, I take this with me on travels too. So this is a earbud AirPods chain. I take my AirPods with me everywhere, but you know, everybody knows that they come out of your ears very easily, especially like when you're on flights, like when you're taking out stuff from the overhead bin. Like I've had many times when like it's just popped out and I'm just like, oh no. But if you have like this handy AirPod chain here, you can just stick it in this secure little, what is this? A plug, like handle, this little handle here. So it stays really secure in there. And then you just like put it around your neck, and then, you know, you can easily have your AirPods secure. So if it flies out, it still sticks with you. You know, it's not gonna like go flying out anywhere. And then if you're not using it, you can also, there's like this magnetic clip here. Now, it depends on what kind of AirPod chain you get, because there are so many different versions. I specifically got mine on Etsy, and there's so many different versions.
Yeah, I've gotten pairs from like Amazon, but what I like about Etsy, there's just more there's more variety, like cute. Like,
yeah, I also think they make it more high quality.
Yes, because the ones on Amazon is cheaper for a reason.
I would pay a little bit more. I would say around like $30 usually. What it is?
I would say, yeah, because the one I got on Amazon before was like $15.
Yeah.
But then Crystal gifted me one because I still liked hers, and I was like, where did you get it? She was like, Etsy. And then she was so nice. She got me one for my birthday. And also it's prettier, the chain on it.
And it doesn't tangle. Yeah. And that was like another thing with like the Amazon one. I just noticed that yours tangled a lot, whereas like this one never ever tangles. And yeah, and I do like this magnetic closure here, where it just stays, you know, on you, and you don't have to worry about it flying off.
I even saw on Etsy when I was looking for these chains. They make ones now with like an earring one.
Oh yeah, they do have those too.
Like Essie has like really cool ones
Yeah.
like that. So I just don't want an earring one because when I'm on flight, if I fall asleep, it's gonna be annoying. So I'd rather just wear it as a necklace.
Yeah.
Our next item is the Cabeau travel pillow. They come in a variety of colors and styles, but this one is our favorite one. I think we've been using Cabeau, this specific travel pillow, like for 5+ years now.
Yeah, they have like different versions of it now, but we've been using like the classic version for 5+ years.
Yeah, and I've tried other travel pillows before this and I hated them. And I would never use it because it really didn't do much until like I started using this. And now I am afraid when I forget this on long haul flights. And one time my husband was dropping me off, I was going to Japan, and I left it in the car. And I realized that after I went through the gate, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna have a horrible flight. And I was so pissed. But then I went to the travel store and they had Cabeau everywhere. And I'm like, okay, well, I just gotta buy another one. So I actually bought one at the airport because I was so pissed that I forgot it. And I knew I was gonna be miserable if I didn't have it with me. So we've done several reviews, also on different styles, and why it consistently is our favorite travel pillow, and why we don't go with other brands. We've tried other brands, but
We have tried them all, and
Yeah.
I always tell people, like, whenever they are asking for advice on travel pillows, and they always go against what I say, and they're like, yeah, well, that travel pillow was not great. I'm like, well, that's because you didn't get the Cabeau. You didn't go with what I told you to.
Yeah, why'd
and
you
they,
do that?
when they do go with the travel pillow that I told them to, to go with, they're like, you're right. You're right, Cabeau is really good. Like, this is the only neck pillow that I can use that I can actually sleep with, like on long haul flights. Prior to this, I couldn't sleep on flights at all. Any neck pillow that I used was just like useless to me.
it was useless, and then I would not wear it, and I would just like try to use it another way. Like I was like, okay, I guess I'll use it as a
Never
pillow.
worked. So this I have consistently stayed with. I always recommend it. And I do think it is like a great travel gift item because people always use it, not just for like, flying on planes, but in cars too. Long road trip, which I usually do. So it's great for that as well. Or, if you just want to relax.
When I'm watching a movie at home. No, I never use it for watching a movie. But I guess you could if you want.
As I was saying, I'm like, no. Last item that I always swear by when I travel is like this Quince carry-on suitcase.
I have one too.
Yeah. So there's a couple different versions right now. I'm sure there's like a few more that they came out with.
Yeah, they've come out with different styles,
Yeah.
but I still have the original one that they came out
So she
with.
has the original
This
one.
is like the second version.
Yeah, and I got the front pocket version. I really like the front pocket feature because I travel with my laptop a lot. I used to travel with like 2 laptops, so I like to have like this extra front pocket that I can put that extra laptop in. Also, the front pocket has like extra pockets within there, so you can put little other things like like your laptop charger and stuff. So it's very handy with that. Also, what I like about this is that it's so lightweight. When you're traveling, you want a suitcase that's lightweight so you can put more things in here and not have to struggle putting it in the overhead bin space.
Yes.
And speaking of overhead bin space, I have a lot of questions about it. Like, can this really fit in the overhead bin space? Because yeah, it does kind of look big, but it's fit in all major airlines.
And it is advertised as a carry-on suitcase, and they do pass all the U.S. standard size.
US.
Yeah, U.S.
So, we've been on United Airlines, Delta Airlines, Southwest,
JAL, ANA, and Singapore.
Virgin Atlantic.
Yeah.
So this suitcase does fit in all of those major airlines overhead bin space. I've used it plenty of times on all my travels, and I've never had a problem. The only time is like, if you are on like a budget airline, a super small plane, or like a European airline, they're not gonna have you take this out. They're gonna make you check this in.
Yeah.
But in either case, even if you do check it in, which I have checked in this suitcase, and even though this is like a light color, it's still like pretty pristine. Yes, they have like little scuff marks, obviously, but I've used this like so many times already. Within like I just got this like a year ago or something, and I've been on 10+ trips.
Yeah,
with
she
them.
travels a lot more than me.
Yeah, and it's still like really nice and clean.
The price point is usually half the price of other popular suitcase brands, and it's like pretty much the same style.
Yes.
So in the beginning, I was just like, I don't know, it's probably going to be like super cheaply made because the price is half of it of other major brands. And I just didn't think it was gonna be a good product, but I stopped using my other brand, branded carry-on suitcase, and I use this one now because it's lightweight. It's actually lighter than the other one I have.
Yeah.
And I want to have something as light as possible. And it has like a little bit more room the way they design it in the inside. They kind of laid it out to where you have a little bit more extra space than the other one I have. So that's why I actually ended up shifting over. Even though this one cost a lot less than the one I have, it's been a lot better.
So really great price point
Yeah.
for such a great product, especially like, you know, a travel lover like me. You know, I love having practical suitcases like this, and the wheels too. I had to mention the wheels because the wheels are they're like 360 wheels, and they like glide super easily wherever I travel to, especially in Japan and Tokyo, where I've taken this a couple times, and it's really helpful to just navigate through like the train stations, through all those people, on the streets, getting to our hotel. It's like so much, it's so convenient. And it fits a lot too for, you know, I think usually in Tokyo we're there for like 4 to 5 days, easily fit everything in this carry-on suitcase. And you could probably like, you know, if you're a minimal packer, like I pack a little bit more than I think like a minimalist. So like if you're a minimal packer, you can fit even more for like probably like a week, maybe even 2 weeks, in the summer.
If you got a little bit of money to spend on someone, I think that's, and they're a traveler, I think that's a great gift.
It's a perfect gift.
And you could put in a big box and be like, whoa, what'd you get me? I got something so big.
I know, they'd be so happy. I'd be happy.
I would be happy.
Yeah, again, like if I got this again, I would still be happy.
So that is our roundup. I want to say all of these products are under 200.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're under $200.
Yeah, I think the most expensive one probably is the suitcase.
I would say between the suitcase and the Bandolier phone case,
Oh
actually.
my God, they might be like the same price point, which is so crazy.
Yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying. Like the Bandolier phone case, you think it's not gonna be that expensive, and people are kind of shocked about it. But I do stand by it. Like I think it's a great product. You know, it lasts for a long time. It doesn't break. It's very handy.
I think all of our like female friends have bought
The Bandolier,
or they've had their husbands or someone gift it to them for Christmas.
But yeah, I believe like this Bandolier case is about the same price as this suitcase. And that's what I'm saying. Like this suitcase is such a good deal.
It is. It's a really good deal. I mean, when they first came out with that, they sold out immediately. And I understand why. Anywho,
so
that's it, huh?
Yeah, I think that's it. We hope this review helped you out. If it did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to watch more of our videos, please subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.
Bye.